Just to keep you abreast of this story that's been developing all morning, U.S. futures are not trading this morning. That's after CME reported a cooling issue at its data center. The company says it is working to resolve the issue and will advise clients of pre-open details as soon as they are available. That pre-open period means it may take some time for us to be able to see a move in the impact of contracts once the outage is resolved. The outage is also impacting currency and commodity futures, including for WTI crude and gold. And Karen, Treasury yields are last indicated higher by 2 to 3 basis points across maturities. But what we're seeing is unusually wide spreads between bid and ask levels, and that signals very patchy trade. But I guess this story does signal a bigger question, bigger concerns about these massive data centers and the cooling that they need, not just for CME, but for the entire AI universe and ecosystem. Do we have enough water on hand to cool these data centers?
Let me tackle the short term first before the tech, Carolyn, because it feels as though there's some trepidation today on Black Friday about whether the plumbing works, almost as though you've got a cold snap coming, but you're not sure if the boiler is going to hold up. So already we've got very thin trading at the back end of this week after a volatile month in November as we look to close out the trading month. So I think there's some concern about the sort of volatility we may see today. It may be nothing, but there are concerns clearly at this hour. In terms of what you're seeing on the tech side, you mentioned the concerns that this could raise and whether this is a precursor to an ongoing issue over coming years as we rely more and more on data centers. CyrusOne, this is the firm that is involved when it comes to the CME, its technology that will be under scrutiny today. They use effectively electricity and water. They try to minimize both of those in these data centers, often using renewable energy as well to produce very low carbon emissions. That is the backdrop to this. So the question is whether this is going to trigger more concerns about how advanced that technology is, and of course who the partners are, who are the right partners with the best technology at this stage.
No, you're absolutely right on this. And when you talk to real estate developers, investors, when it comes to AI infrastructure, the point they always make is, yes, AI data centers, it seems like a gold mine. That said, what you need is the proximity factor in terms of the renewable energy that you need, the access to preferably cheap energy, but also to water. And do you have the big water reservoirs? Do you have them, or is there pushback from the population that lives nearby? I think that's one of the key issues here.
Yeah, I think
we don't know. We will, of course, keep you updated.
I was going to say, I don't think we know what's happened at this point, whether it's a technical issue, whether it's a bigger issue to look at. But I think the broader context here of so many data centers being built up in so many places, particularly as we were talking earlier to Bob Parker about the data center build out in the US and China. Those have been the early movers. But from here into 2026, it is the story as to how countries build out their data centers.
Once again, just want to remind our viewers that the CME outage, of course, is causing thin liquidity in all kinds of asset classes today. So be mindful of that. Added to the low volumes that we're seeing on the back of the Thanksgiving holiday, today is a holiday shortened trading day in the U.S. when it comes to equity markets. But thin liquidity expected when it comes to Forex bonds. Trade could be very choppy, even choppier than usual. Of course, November has been a pretty choppy month to begin with, given the concerns about AI and the concerns about the trajectory of the Fed.